My name is Mohamed Khemakhem. I am the founder and CEO of MandaNetwork. MandaNetwork, which is a company that deals with AI adoption and knowledge management. So our goal is to make AI accessible to everyone, basically at the workplace, starting from interns till high-level decision makers at the companies. And the second part that we work on is knowledge management, which is how we can leverage the knowledge that companies have by structuring the knowledge and extracting information to make informed decisions. I am also the convener of ISO TC37, SC3 working with 6, terminology management and artificial intelligence. And this newly created working group, we work on the relationship between AI and terminology management and how they can improve each other while staying responsible and ethically aligned with what terminology professionals are supposed to do and what to do. So AI and plain language, as any field that has been affected with AI and any application for language, plain language is deeply affected by AI. Why? Because if we see the language models, this like the breakthrough for AI in the recent years is founded on how the language is constructed and it's built, and these language models has the ability of reflecting different ways of expressing information, of communicating. And by providing guidelines for making information and communication accessible, like what plain language, AI and plain language. So as any language application, plain language is affected by artificial intelligence. Why? Because the nature of large language models makes it possible to express things in different ways, and especially in plain language. So it could help in we could help make communication and language more accessible by actually prompting large language models in the right way. But for that we need guidance. We need to know what's the best way to do it, and plain language is going to provide this guidance. And this is what, for example, the working group 11 at TC37 is working on for different kind of applications, for legal, for scientific communication. So I see like there is a complementarity between the two fields. So plain language is going to provide for AI guidance to or people who are working with AI to know how to prompt the models properly. And AI is also going to actually show what needs to be scalable and standardized, so the interaction with these models would be more, let's say, efficient. And also AI is going, if we imagine plain language like being properly integrated within AI models, this is going to make a lot of, whenever it's applied, it's going to make information more accessible to people, because this is what's plain language is supposed to deliver. It's more accessible, more inclusive communication, and with the help of AI being now integrated almost everywhere, this is going to actually give a layer to AI models that is going to make them the interaction with them more easier for end users. I think the first recommendation is actually to communicate enough about plain language. So a lot of people, they don't know that plain language exists. I remember the first time when Christopher Bamford, when he spoke, the convener, I think, of Working Group 11 at DC37. It was in 2019 in Canada, when he talked about that most of the people who were not aware of plain language, what it could be used for, but when we had concrete examples, we know how impactful that could be. So we speak already about language professionals who are experts. So imagine now for end users, for people who are going who need these let's say, I don't want to use a technical term like application, but this means of, let's say, making communication, making information more accessible. It's needed everywhere, in education, and for legal, for medical, for all these essential aspects of our lives. So if people, they are aware of this, and also decision makers, also they are aware of that, this is going to be very useful so people could adopt plain language or ask for plain language when they want to have like information or provide information. Also, this also could be helpful for companies to make their products, their services more accessible, and could be also an advantage for certain companies that offer certain extra services for their customers. So first, I think communicating, disseminating the fact that plain language exists and how it could be used, how it could also make things clearer for people. This is, I think, the first thing that I recommend. The second, I think, by doing that, we could involve more users in the process. Because right now, for example, when I see what's happening with ISO DC37, with Working Group 11, I see there are a lot of experts in plain language, but there is not enough feedback from the users. This is what yesterday we saw with the talk of Angelica Vaza, when she spoke about making certain surveys now, trying to involve users. I think this is something in the right way, because the way how I see it, for example, plain language, before seeing the documents, is whenever I take a document, I need to see plain language score. Because sometimes, I read the guidelines of plain language, sometimes, even if the plain language expert is going to transform a document from normal language to plain language, the document will still be complicated. So you cannot always reach like 100% score of plain language, because the document has a lot of references, for example. Still, you cannot make something easier for the user. But when the user sees a score saying like, this has been processed in plain language application, or a plain language expert has transformed that in right format, still like that has a lower score, then the user is going to be reassured that when he doesn't understand what is in the document, it's not from him, it's the document itself, it's complicated. So I think having these iterations, this is just an idea, but involving the end user, because he's the end user of the whole process. If he's involved in this is going to be very useful for the plain language, I think, since it's still like a work in progress.